Welcome back, everybody. This is OG Gaming, and thanks for stopping by. This video may take a little of your time, and I do appreciate it if you sit back and watch it. I think it'd be really helpful. We're going to talk about two things. Number one, my cable company, which is Spectrum Cable, which is better known as Charter Cable. If you did a history on Charter Cable, they have really bad customer service, and I hope that changes. Number two, we're going to talk about my formal Sprint cell phone provider. Let's get on with the cable company here. We've been up here for over 20 plus years. We had a lot of different cable companies. The first cable company up here in the high desert was Jones Intercable, and it's been Delphia. I mean, we have so many, I lost track, but the most recent one we had was Time Warner. The only problem I have with Time Warner is the fact that the way they set up the Dodger contract, where you could only watch Dodger baseball if you got Time Warner. You couldn't stream it over your MLB channel. You could not do if you're a Dodger fan. If you're any other baseball team was your favorite team, you can watch them on anything. You can stream it over your PS4, Xbox. But when it's coming to the Dodgers, Time Warner hold the rights to only show the Dodgers on Time Warner Cable Dodger channel. Now, was a very, very big contract. It's like I think $1 billion a year that they're going to pay the Dodgers or something like that, some ridiculous amount. So anyway, now let's fast forward to now we have Spectrum. They still have the contract with the Dodgers, but just a few months ago they loosened up a little bit, and now you're able to watch the Dodgers on our regular Channel 5 station, which is pretty cool. Now all they have to do now is loosen up a little more so we can stream it over our MLB channel or our devices, PS4, cell phones, computers. Watch it that way, because not everybody may not like Spectrum, cable, and you have to gap the cable to actually watch the game. But anyway, so here I am. This is the time of the year now where baseball playoffs are going to start. Football season is now on. That's fired up. And so now I see these commercials, even a month or two ago before the season started in football, and you would see commercials. Spectrum is sitting there bagging on DirecTV, but what else is new, right? They kind of do it on each other. And they talk about how DirecTV lies about their prices, and to me, and it gets old, But then let's talk about Spectrum. Now, when we had Time Warner, we still got the package that we had with Time Warner. Okay, on our package, we have the internet speed is 200 megs. Okay, there was a choice to go from 100. There was 50 megs, 100 megs, 200 megs, and 300 megs being the highest. I can go in the front room, set up a DVR recorder to any movie, any channel that I like to record, and I can watch them on any TV in the house. Okay, so now Time Warner we still have the package to that Time Warner package. Well, now we have Spectrum as our provider. So the first thing that Spectrum did is pull all the perks away from the employees. First thing they did. Second of all, they took away the 200 megs of internet speed, took away the 50 megs, and left it only 100 megs and 300 megs. 200 is the sweet spot. So you figure a big old company like this just took on a major contract with the Dodgers, so now they're trying to recoup some of that cost. So that's why they pulled all that perks away from the employees. And that's why they took away the 200 megs and put it to 300 megs, get rid of the 50 megs, and then, because I guess that's peasant food, peasant food, 50 megs, and let's take away the 200 and let's give them 100. So now they only have two choices, 100 and 300. Okay. So, but yet they're saying that Spectrum is bagging on DirecTV and say, it's no good. Spectrum, good. And could they buy out your contract? Let me tell you something about when you see that commercial. They'll only buy out your contract if you got maybe 60 to 90 days left on another contract that you're currently on through another provider. If you're like 6 months, no, they don't. They won't go. They won't do that. My mom checked into that, and my mom is not going to lie to me about that. And so, Spectrum, you shouldn't even sit there and bag on one company. But look at yourself for a minute. Look in the mirror. Because what did you do, Spectrum? You took away the DVRs. Now, this is for the new customers that want to come over to Spectrum. You're not going to get the DVR like I got. You're not going to get the 200 megs like I got. You're only going to be two speeds, 100 or 300. There's no more 200, And so they're not smelling like a rose like they want to be, and it just gets me mad, and I had a problem with my internet a while back ago. If you were following the channel and you knew that I wasn't uploading for about 2-3 weeks, I wasn't uploading, and I would try to do a little here, a little there, and finally we get a girl come out. Now, it doesn't matter if a girl or a guy. What got me pissed the most is they told me that I needed a new box. The box, it's a Spectrum now. The new box had to come in. It's going to take a couple of weeks to get it. And therefore, I'm going to be pretty much in this position for 3 weeks. Well, I go, well, how long would it take? They said about 10 days. It should never take that long, but you should get a call before that. That's just a waiting window that they tell us. Well, after the 11th day, I didn't hear a call from nobody from Spectrum. Okay, and this is the classic move, I guess. This is because this is what Charter used to do. So nobody calls me about this box that I apparently hadn't supposed to need. It wasn't a box, it was a router modem slash. It was a dual. It had a rotor and router and rotor into one. Nobody called. I called them on the 11th day. I talked to them. So 3 days later, I had a cable guy come out here and he goes, the problem is at the main box. I go, the last tech should have found that. Now, this guy's been in my house before and he's been here when he graduated from high school. His first job was Jones Intercable. Okay. And so he's still with the company now. Thank God I had a good tech, He goes, your box is a little weak on the signal side, so we're going to go ahead and replace that. And I told him that's the same box that the girl tried to give me. But she said that was an order, that to order that box is going to take about 10 days because we got a warehouse full of them. She should have not made you wait. She should have just went. She didn't have it. She should have went back to the shop and got you a box and come back. So that's number wasn't cool with me and I didn't like it. So Spectrum shouldn't be bragging about DirecTV when you got a lot of skeletons in your closet and it's like way more than Time Warner ever had. But, it just gets me mad because right away they started just taking stuff out. They started cherry picking. I have a friend of mine. He's on a fixed income. He watches the basic cables, okay, which it doesn't come with any very whole lot of channels. But there was one channel that was pretty popular that he liked, and that's what he was happy with that. So when Spectrum came in, you know what they did? They cherry picked that particular channel that was very, very, you got to at least keep one main good channel and the low channel ends, the basic. You got to at least keep one or two good ones. But what they did, they went in and took that one out. For him to have that channel back, he has to move up to another tier to get that channel back, what they shouldn't have done. So Spectrum, you need to stop because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Now, with that being said, folks, let's talk about my cell phone provider. I've been with Sprint for about 10 years, over 10 years. I have 4 lines. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you the things that they did to me over the course of 10 years plus, because I remember they didn't even have cell phone towers up here where I lived at. When Sprint first came out, they had 24 hours customer service. When they first started off, who has that kind of money? They usually, when you're starting off, you're pretty small, so you try to conserve on the spending there. But they had 24 hours customer service. Today, 2017, that's a multi-billion-dollar company twice over. And they don't have 24-hour customer service. They're saving tons of money by our calls going overseas to another country. Call centers. You used to call, it used to be Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. Those used to be our call centers. Now we don't get those anymore. They're saving money, but yet they're not open 24 hours customer service. So I'm going to tell you exactly real quick what happened to me over the course of 10 years plus. Got to add that plus in there. When I first moved to this location, I had excellent cell phone service. First year was magnificent. Full bars. I'd never had a cell phone company that had full bars. At the time, they started to do some monkeying around with the cell phone towers. So I went from having full bars the first year to the second year to like 3 bars, 2 bars, and you can see them kind of fluctuating, wanting to disappear and reappear, disappear and reappear. I went on with 3 years with about 50% of my phone service, but still paying my bill on time. And so then after that, they decided to, after 3 years of complaining, tons of credit for the inconvenience, they decided to, hey, you qualify for AirAid. And if you're familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. Those that do not know what it is, it's a little box that hooks up, hooks up to your internet, and actually you plug into your Wi-Fi connection, and then there's a braided thin piece of wire cable. Actually, it's like a wire, a thick wire. It's an antenna wire. And at the end of that, there's this peel-back sticky. You put it on your window, and it gets a signal to the satellite. You like my hand movement? And so that increased my signal, which it worked just fine. And I'm thinking, man, why did you not give me this when I was first complaining about my service? I went 3 years, probably about $200 of credit that they were giving me throughout the course of all that complaining. And then I had my plan change, mysteriously just changed, that they said I did it. I had my insurance, okay, my cell phone insurance removed, and I just happened to call to check on my plan, and they said that I called to remove it. I go, no, I didn't. Why would I? At the time I was working and I was in construction, so why would I want to not have insurance, especially I'm at construction, so it's a lot of up and down ladders, crawling, doing all kinds of weird stuff. And so they did that to me. I tried to call just recently. I called them to try to get my plan reduced to save some money. And they say, yeah, we got a perfect plan. We'll put you on the only thing that's different that you're missing is you'll have unlimited internet speed. I had one that was 40 gigs, and then it would slow down after if I exceed the 40 gigs. And I was saving money on that. So they went from changing me to that to a plan that I thought I was going to be getting some savings. Turned out to be about, my bill went up to another $50 extra. I said, this is the opposite from what I want to go into. I'm trying to save money. So I told the girl, change my plan, and let's do it at the next billing cycle. The next billing cycle means, therefore, that my billing cycle is, my new bill comes in the 14th of every month. And I told them, hey, look, man, don't do it. Let it do it in the next billing cycle. Okay, they pumped it in the computer. That day came and gone. So I was 2 weeks past the date that it was supposed to activate automatically. So I just called them, because I have done this before, called them to make sure that it changed. It had not changed. It still was under the old 40 gigabyte plan. And 40 gigabytes, you know, all I do, if I went over, there was no overage, it's just the speed slowed down. So getting back to the story here, after I called the girl that I talked to, she goes, I can change it now. And I said, no, don't change it now, because if you change it now, it's going to do, they're going to prorate me. And I don't want that, because if they prorate you or me, then they're going to bill in advance, a month in advance, plus the prorate charges. Well, one day my bill was $600 something. I could not believe it. And I got so livid. I was so tired of them. And then I just so pissed off with Sprint. And I said, I got to get away from these people. And saving the best for the last. How to put that? And I'm getting mad right now. I'm stumbling over my own words. One time, okay, oh gosh, these people, they just really get to me. They hold on for a second. Okay, I'm back. I had to take some shots of 7-Up and Pepsi together. That's a joke. We all have problems with our phone. Sometimes it breaks, gets lost or stolen. So I had a claim out on my phone, and they gave me at the time it was an LG Flex or something like that. And so I lost my phone. I called, paid the deductible, and the refurbished phone comes to me, and there was, when I turned it on, the button didn't, the home button didn't work on it, And so I called them on it. They tried to get me to take it to the Sprint store, okay? And I said, I just had back surgery, and I'm not going to go all over the Sprint store. I just got this phone today. And why, it comes from your Sirion. You should be able to just replace it. So I talked to somebody. They were able to send me out another phone while I sent back this other phone that was apparently broken. Another phone, I finally get that phone. So when I get the phones right away, I send out the other one. So, and I'm not piling up with phones here. I get that phone, and there is a chip. There's a little crack. I think, how'd you guys miss that? This is Sirion, okay? Now I'm paying $13 for my phone insurance, okay? So then I go, man, this is not right. I called them on it, and they send that one back. And they start to look, oh, you got a phone out still? I go, yes, I sent that back. I got the other phone that was broken. The button was a broken button. So you send that back. Finally, I get the third phone, and it was a Samsung S5. New one. I was okay. Well, I'll take this one then, because they didn't have any of the LG anymore. So I get the new phone, refurbished new phone. And I'm beating up my head thinking, how come I can't activate this damn thing? Couldn't do it. Called Sprint. And they come back, oh, I'm sorry to tell you that we can't do it either. I go, well, what's the deal? And she says, it's because it's still under the old person's name. Sirion never deactivated. So, okay, I'm done. And so just recently, I just said, I'm done with Sprint. And so I went to Metro PCS, and I'm happy. All my bad dreams went away, and I'm paying way less. I still got 2 more phones with Sprint. My daughter and my granddaughter is on it, and I'm thinking, gotta get them over to Metro PCS, and I'll be all good. And the thing is this. This is the thing with Sprint. As they got bigger, the service gets worse. Always get worse. It got worse. And I know for a fact, because I've been with Sprint, I've been to the point where I try to cancel my account, and the retention department sets me up with these stupid, like I was mentioning, I try to save some money. That's because I was connected to the retention department. They try to save the account, and they got me to a plan that it says we'll keep everything, text and talk the same, but we'll go ahead and just give you unlimited internet. You'll have high speed forever. You'll never have to. And mobile hotspot. So that's what's good about it. They're telling me how good the plan is, but they're forgetting about me as a customer, how terrible I've been treated through all these years of trying to just work with them, give them the benefit of the doubt. So I am not with Sprint anymore, folks. I'm not saying that this is what you have that you're going to go through. This is what I've gone through. If you have gone through this, let me know in a comment down there in the comment section, because I'd like to hear your story. With that being said, folks, this is OG Gaming. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later, guys.